Here is how you can stack 5 camps at the same time with a level 1 Beastmaster. So the first board goes into the main jungle, the second board goes into the triangle, and you want to stand exactly right here. So at 49 or 50 you want to walk into the ancient camp and then shift key in some direction to get out of it again. And now the micro is insane. So 52 on this camp, 53 on this camp, 55 on this camp, and 56 on the ancient camp. And if you've done all of this correctly, you will have stacked all 5 camps at the same time. This is of course assuming you're only level 1, because if you are level 2, then you can stack the ancient camp with axes instead of doing all this shift key shenanigans. And granted, the micro here is, it's completely insane. So now let me show you a way that's much easier, where you can stack 4 camps at the same time. You can still do 5, but then you should really have a mate control one of the boards, like with shared control or something. But just to slow down a little bit, at 17 at the latest you want to create your first boar. This is just for laning, you don't really have to do this. The thing is, you really want to have this boar here at 101 or 1 minute or something like this. And it's really important you keep this timing, because if you create this boar too late, then you won't have time to create the next boar, and if you create it too soon, it's only going to last for 1 minute, so if you create it too soon, the camps simply won't stack. So now you create one more boar here at 143 and send it to the triangle. So the first thing you do now is this boar, you send it into a camp and then you shift key away from the camp, just like we did with the hero. Then you do the same with your hero, and now it's like 151, but it's still gonna be fine. And once that is done, you have to stack here 53, stack here 55 with your boar. So the boar is the only thing you have to control at this point, because you already took care of the other 2 camps with the shift keying, if that makes sense. If you don't want to micro so much, you can honestly just have someone else stack 2 of the camps while you stack the other 3. So all your support or the other guy has to do is just to stack these 2 like this. You could do this by sharing controls. But the new patch 7.33c just came out, and one of the biggest changes of this patch is this here. When a stacked camp is killed, the player that did the stacking receives 30% of experience gain. This is insane, and seriously, just look at the camps I just stacked here. I just stacked 2 ancient camps, 2 hard camp, and 1 medium camp. So this adds up to 322 XP and 180 gold average just for stacking this camp. And this is not mentioning all of the golden XP your carry is actually gonna get when he farms all of these stacks. So the downside here is you have to leave the lane for a little bit to enable all of this stacking, or you can play Beastmaster position 4, but that feels a little bit weird, but it is something you can do, honestly. Basically what it means that the other guy on the offlane just have to be a little bit careful for the 30 seconds that you'll be away from the lane when you're stacking, but to be honest, it's the same as just ganking another lane, right? The offlane should be fine, or the position 4, however you want to do it. By the way, a big shout out to this guy Suicidewave, who created this map that I politely stole for this video. But this map is really cool. It tells you exactly when to stack, when to pull, and which direction you should go when you do it. Now let's look at how to do it on the dire side. So once again, you create the boar at 1 minute, 101 exactly, and then you send it here. So on the dire side, it's really hard to actually stack the main jungle 2 camps at the same time with the boar, but you can still stack 4 camps at the same time, like, no problem. So you go up here, create your second boar 43, and then it's the same as before, right? You just send this boar here at 47 or 48, you shift key this to stack this camp, you shift key your hero to stack this camp, and then the 52 actually, and 55, you stack these 2. Actually, I think it's 52 and 54, so it's a little bit late here, but as you can see, it's still fine. Yeah, all of the camps still got stacked. So on Dire, it is a little bit worse, just because you cannot stack 2 camps at the same time in the main jungle. You can actually stack 5 camps at the same time, but then you would have to send your boar through the portal or something, and that's a little bit iffy, because this is going to be close to the enemy heroes, but it is something you can do. So you send the boar to this location right here, and then you take your hero, go up here. So let's say you're level 2 in this case. You'll notice my positioning is a little bit different, and that's because now I want to stack with the axes, because then I can get faster back to the lane. So you want to stand here and then just axe the lane. That's all you have to do. It's actually easier. And then 53, 55, and then presumably while you've been doing this, someone else will have stacked the triangle with your boar. So this way you can also stack 5 camps. So I don't know, it feels like the 4 camps that are a bit safer to stack just because you don't have to go through the portal and stuff, probably a little bit better. But you can actually also stack 2 camps at the same time with Beastmaster. You probably know about this, so all you have to do is send your axis and right click, so you can do it here. You can also do it basically everywhere the board can stack 2 camps. Beastmaster can also stack 2 camps at the same time. So when you put all of this together, you can actually stack 6 camps at the same time with a level 2 Beastmaster. But then we kind of run into some issues with logistic, because you kind of have to be close to the triangle to create your second board for that to work in time, if that makes sense. But you could theoretically do it. You could stack these 2 and these 2 plus the triangle. For example, this is possible because the first board can just take the long way to the triangle. You can also stack these 2 and these 2 at the same time. Now that I think about it, this could actually be cool on a position 5 Beastmaster. But this is actually possible because the first board can be far away because you created so soon, but then your second board and your hero has to be pretty close to each other. So something like these 6 camps here, it's actually entirely possible. But then the thing is, you're not really stacking the second ancient camp. So I kind of still think that just stacking 5 camps where you stack 2 of the ancient camps, 2 of the hard camps and a medium camp, I kind of still think this is better. But if you have a mid alchemist or something, it could actually make sense to stack these 6 camps at the same time. Also do it for the memes, obviously. But in most cases, I think I would prefer to stack the 2 ancient camps, 2 hard camp and a medium camp. So this would be 5 camps at the same time. It's perfectly fine. I mean, with this new giant map with all of these camps here, there are probably other ways of stacking, of double stacking. But I think this is probably the way I would do it. I think this is the best way to do it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Hello! Bonus from the future. So this is how you stack 6 camps at the same time. So you create a board at 1 minute exactly, then you create a board 43. And then this hawk here, I noticed that creating a hawk and putting it on this camp is actually helping a lot when I'm doing the 2 boards stacking at the same time, because then I can instantly see the next camp the board has to go to, if that makes sense. So here we go. 43, stand right here, create a board. Micro like this, and here is shift key, shift key, shift key, axis, shift key. So there's a lot of move commands, but it's actually, if you slow down and look at what I'm doing, it's the easy part to actually stack with the Beastmaster. This is the hard part, to stack with all of these boards at the same time. So yeah, that's how you do it, and these 6 camps at the same time is better than stacking the 5 camps with the 2 ancient camps. It's slightly better actually. So I think this is how you do it on the Dire side, and on the Radiant side I think I would go for the other stack I showed earlier, where you did 2 ancient stacks, 2 hard camp and a medium camp, because it's a little less, but on Radiant I think that would be better, and then here on Dire I think this is how it would do it. So here on Dire, what have I stacked? I stacked an ancient camp, 3 hard camps and 2 medium camps, so that is also quite good. So yeah, alright, see you, bye bye.